Code Red, Acapulco Gold. One of my longtime favorites, The Being. Black Candles. Beyond the Door. The Boneyard. Blackout. Corrupt. The Concrete Jungle. Cutthroats 9. Cocaine Wars. Cut and Run with a Lovely Slip. Lucio Focci's Conquest with a Lovely Slip. Death Ring. The Dead Are Alive. Death Dealer. Devil's Wedding Night. Deadly Dreams. The Deadly Hero. Dune Warriors, Roger Corman flick. Dirty O'Neill. The Devastator. Evil in the Deep. Actually, this is a Dark Force title. Oh, Dark Force Code Red collaboration. Never mind. Eye in the Labyrinth. The Electric Chair. Eerie Midnight Horror Show. Equalizer 2000, another Roger Corman post-nuke flick. The Forest with a slipcover. Daddy's Gone a Huntin'. This features ghost kids, I think. Kind of unusual for a slasher flick, but I'll take it. Fifth Floor. Family Honor. Hot Moves. In name only, Hills Have Eyes Part 3, a.k.a. Mind Ripper. Hide and Go Shriek, excellent slasher, late 80s slasher. This is Girls Next Door. It's a DVD, one of my very few DVDs I have left. And it goes in the G section. E, F, G, right before Hot Moves. Headhunter. Headless Eyes. In the Aftermath. The Jigsaw Murders. Here's Just Before Dawn, which may or may not be coming soon to 4K, depending on Dark Force. But I did use a black case for this as a Code Red release. One of my favorite slashers of all time, right up there with The Mutilator and Final Terror. Julie Darling, I did not upgrade that to 4K. Kingdom of Z Espidas. Knife for the Ladies. Last Plane Out. Love Me Deadly. Once again, these are my Code Red titles. Here's Light Blast on DVD with Eric Estrada. Moonshine County Express. Mark of the Witch. Isn't there another Mark of the Witch from Arrow, I think? I could be wrong on that. Sometimes I'm wrong. I admit it. Here's Mercenary Fighters. Don't know who this is from. Oh, it's a Canon film. Mucho Excelente. Continuing on my Code Reds. Let me turn this light on. Get better lighting. Down here we have made in Sweden. Monster Shark. Mary, Mary, Bloody Mary. Mission Kill. Necromancy. Hard to get your hands on this one when it first came out. Here's Neon Maniacs. Why isn't this on 4K? Why doesn't Vinegar Syndrome pick up this stuff? Movies like this. Nightfall. Night Child. One More Train to Rob. Here's one of my top 5 favorites of all time. One Dark Night in a really, really nice slipcover. I mean, I gotta hand it to Bill. This is awesome. This slip is awesome. And I love this film. I first watched it when I was like maybe 8 years old in a theater, and it blew me away. Scared the crap out of me. Here's Out of Control with Betsy Russell, one of the Angel Girls. Pit Stop, a Roger Corman flick. Here's The Power with a custom slip. The Power. This is a film about it's a Native American horror flick about ghosts and stuff like that. 1984. Good movie. Here's a film called Panic. The Redeemer. A lot of people are wishing this hits 4K from Vinegar Syndrome. Here's Running Scared. Silk. Stigma. Sasquatch and Encounter with the Unknown. Swinging Barmaids. Savage Attraction. Screamers. I think this is also known as Island of the Fishmen. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think so. And it's actually a Scorpion title. It's in a wrong spot. It should be in a Scorpion section. My bad. Let's see. This is Starflight 1, a.k.a. Airport, the 5th Airport film. Here's an Italian crime thriller, Street Law, with Franco Nero. Spontaneous Combustion, good movie. Here's Sweet 16. One of my favorites. Slithis. Pretty good. Set in Venice Beach, California, I believe. Here's Savage Streets. Spasms. The Slasher is the Sex Maniac. Sicilian Connection. The Strangeness. Schoolgirls in Chains. The Sisterhood. Screams of a Winter Night. Anthology film, pretty good. Soul Survivor, one of Code Red's best. Shakma. This is Trouble Bound with Patricia Arquette. Have not seen that one yet. This is a Hijack. Coming to the end of my Code Red section. Here's Texas Detour and Cuba Crossing. Double feature. Terror Express. Trick or Treats. Not that one. This is the 82 Steve Railsback film with a nice slipcover. Trapped. Terror Squad. Toy Soldiers with Cleavon Little. Twisted Nightmare, slasher movie. Truck Stop Women. Voices from Beyond, Lucio Fulci. Not one of his best, but I still like it. The Witchmaker, which I did enjoy quite a bit. Nice slipcover there. The final three, this is Warlock Moon, which I did enjoy. White Ghost with William Catt. And last but not least, in the Code Red section, Zombie Nightmare with Tia Carrere. This movie is pretty bad, to be honest, but I watched it when I was a kid, and I did like it when I was a kid. When I saw it as an adult, not so much, but I'm gonna keep it. And actually, I actually bought this long after I had the DVD and had decided not to buy the Blu-ray version. But alas, I could not resist. That's some nice artwork there. All right, so yeah, that's the end of my Code Red section. It's not huge, but substantial. Okay. All right, so back here, or down here, I should say, is the Captain Kronos set from Hammer Direct, from Hammer proper. This is a very big and very nice collection. This is the collector's edition. It's huge, and I'm not really a Hammer guy. I do enjoy gothic horror. It's not among my favorite genre, but I do enjoy it. And I decided to give this a go. Some minor damage there, but yeah, it's a beautiful set. I don't plan on buying any more of these sets. I think they have the four-sided triangle and shatter available, but I'm gonna skip those. I just wanted to get this one because it's a vampire movie. Yeah, Captain Kronos, Vampire Hunter, direct from Hammer. It's a beautiful collection there. And that's in the C section down here. And yeah, the bottom shelf, not my favorite. Down here, let's see, the Comancheros. It's a Fox Western, nice digibook form, starring John Wayne, Comancheros. Here's a 4K of City of Lost Children. Collateral. Case 39. Crocodile Dundee 1 and 2. Crawl. There's The Colony. Here's Contagion. Next to that is Captain Phillips. I had forgotten I had this. This is the 4K. Cheerleader Camp on DVD from Anchor Bay. Love Anchor Bay. Christiane F. Chernobyl, excellent miniseries. Very, very realistic too. It looks like it could have been made in the 80s. Here's a DVD, The Cold Equations. Very interesting premise. A girl stows away on a spaceship that can only hold one person, so the guy has to decide what to do with her. And it's in my collection because it's a very interesting movie. Otherwise, I would have just stuck it in a binder somewhere. Here's Cocktail. Catch Me If You Can. Code 46, good movie with Samantha Morton and Tim Robbins. Here's The Color Purple. City of Ember, this is a UK exclusive. This film never made it to Blu-ray in the States, so I had to import this one. Very good movie. Good fantasy film. Here's Cape Fear. Where the hell is a 4K for that? Cold Pursuit. Good, fun film. Chronicles of Narnia. This is a French digipack with all 3 films in it. Actually, it's not a digipack. It's just a slipcase with a regular memory case in there. But these are excellent films. They're from Fox, so good luck getting these on 4K. Here is Crimson Tide. This is set to be coming soon to 4K, but who knows? This is the unrated extended version on DVD, but I do have the Blu-ray in there as well. This is back when Disney was really into physical media, back in the late 90s, early 2000s. They did a lot of these special editions, extended cuts on Blu-ray or DVD. And I'm glad they did. Here's Cargo, a film, Cargo. This is a German release. Forgot what that's about, but I enjoyed it. Any recent film, and when I say recent, I'm talking about the last 20, 25 years, that I found even remotely decent will be on the shelf. I don't buy a lot of new movies because I don't think that the majority of them are any good. Here's Communion. This is an Italian release. So yeah, I don't buy a whole lot of new movies. I have some in my collection, as you guys have seen, and the ones that I do have, and are up on these shelves, I consider very, very good recent movies. So yeah, Coming to America on 4K. First time on 4K. Code of Silence. Here's Crash with a lenticular slipcover. This is a Blu-ray. Creator. The Creator. Here's Cabin Fever. Patient Zero. I didn't like the first film, but this one is really good. I love this one. Yep. Fun movie. Personal favorite, Contact. There's Civil War. Centigrade, Blu-ray. Copland. Cloverfield. That is not actual damage. That's the design of the steelbook. I think it's a UK release, if I'm not mistaken. That's Crash Out. Here's a double feature, Cross My Heart and Pure Luck. Baria, from the director of Cinema Paradiso. Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things, the 50th anniversary edition from VCI. Cool Hand Luke. The Conjuring, a lenticular slip. Great movie. Conjuring 2, it's a UK edition. I really enjoy these movies quite a bit. Children of the Corn 3, 4, 5, and 6. Multi-pack from Miramax. And Children of the Corn remake, which I did. I think it was pretty good. Uncut and uncensored. Yeah, I did enjoy this very much. Good movie. This one's panned a lot, but I do enjoy it. Cutthroat Island. That's a 4K from Studio Canal. This is Cassandra Crossing and the Domino Principle. It's a double feature from Shout or ITV. Yeah, a Timeless Media, which is controlled by Shout. This is technically a Shout release, so it should be in my Shout section. Should it not? Cold Mountain, Cleopatra, Digibook. Casablanca down there. Can't Buy Me Love on DVD. Great movie. Teen 80s. Not really a sex movie. Teen sex. It's just a teen comedy. It's very good. This is Chain Reaction. And down here, last one is The Core. Cheesy but fun. All right, that is shelf 2. Goes way up there. Let's start with shelf 3. Shelf 3 is actually a special wall unit where I keep some collectibles. And here it is. That's shelf 3. Here is a bust of the zombie from Zombie Holocaust. I think I bought that from Trick or Treats. I think that's what they're called. I don't know, but yeah, it's pretty badass and heavy as heck. So it's there holding up as acting as a bookend, but it really isn't holding up anything except a photo of my dad back there. So this is the 50th anniversary edition of The Godfather. I went with the big box set for that. Excellent collection there. Reminds me of the laser disc era. Laserdisc era. Back then, they had these big gatefold releases that were beautiful. This one's just it's obviously a minimalist black cover with just a title on it, but there were a lot of laser discs that did that. They just had the black packaging with just a title, which was, I thought and still think, was an elegant choice. Moving on, here's the Salem's Lot collection of media books. This is from Cinemuseum. So this contains the first film, the follow-up film, and actually it's just 2 films, 3 variants of the original film and Blu-ray of the sequel. Yeah, so this is Cinemuseum. Here's my beautiful Never-Ending Story book replica from Imprint Films in Australia. This is quite large, and I actually got this wall unit just so I can store that big boy there, and it looks really nice, really nice. It was not cheap, but I love the film, and I had to have this definitive version, which it really is definitive. It's got a 4K transfer. It's got a great documentary, a feature-length documentary about the cast and what they're doing today. It's got a great big poster. It really is a fantastic set, and this Orin thing is actually a thing. It's not, it's not a sticker. It's an actual replica of the Orin from the film, and these are also authentic, or they're not fake, or they're not stickers. And yeah, It's just a fantastic set. Next to that is my Lawrence of Arabia Blu-ray collector's set. There's a Blu-ray and a 4K in there. This is about 15, at least 15 years old. Yeah, at least 15. And it's a beautiful set, quite large as well, almost as large as these guys up here. All right, so down here, there's another bust. This one is Dr. Freudstein from House by the Cemetery. And there's a media book version of the film. This is the art that I remember from U.S. advertisements in newspapers. And, back in the day when this was released in the U.S., this is the art they used. They used that with that color scheme. I have another media book with that same art, but it's all black. Here's my Resident Evil steelbook collection from Sony. Very nice. Here's 2001, A Space Odyssey. Some steelbook variants in there. Very beautiful. Here's Leon, aka The Professional. Another collection of steelbook variants inside. Ben-Hur, the Blu-ray set that Warner released. Here is the Lord of the Rings. Box sets. Each film gets its own beefy box set in a different color. There are steelbooks in there. Right. And here's Street Trash. Here's a media book of Street Trash, the original. Awesome media book. Padded media book. And here's the remake that Vinegar Syndrome either financed or released themselves. I have not seen it yet, but there's some mixed feedback for that film. I'm looking forward to watching it at some point. Here's my Planet of the Apes 40-year evolution set. Blu-ray. Here is The Fifth Element. I forget who released this, but it's quite an extraordinary set. Big Bada Boom. Beautiful, just beautiful. And Film Vault editions of 4 films. This is 2001, A Space Odyssey. Apollo 13. Scarface. And Shawshank Redemption, which is backwards. So Film Vault is a UK boutique label. I just ordered 2 more. I don't know if they're still doing them in this size. I think they're actually making them smaller nowadays. But I do love them this size because I'm a big fan of artwork, and you can only showcase nice artwork if things are if they're this size. Right, because they're smaller. Well, you can, but you can't really appreciate the art that much. And I'm very much into art when it comes to boutique Blu-rays. Here's a replica of the Book of the Dead from Evil Dead. I bought this from the same company that made these busts. Same people. So yeah, here's just a couple more pages that I can show you. And I did have that old Anchor Bay DVD editions that came in something like that, but those things are pretty badly made, poorly made. They disintegrated within the year, and the rubber just came apart, and I had to throw it out, sadly. And here is my Evil Dead trilogy. Containing slip boxes for the first 3 films there, as you can see. And this is a Blockbuster box sets release. There are Blu-rays and 4Ks. There's a combination of Blu-rays and 4Ks in this set. Let me see if I can show you guys some of these. So Blockbuster box sets is there's a guy that makes these slipcases and boxes to kind of remedy what many of us collectors call just crappy, the crappy treatment of movies by the major studios. So what Michael from who runs this company, what Michael does is he comes in and he designs he commissions these designs for these slip boxes. And he basically just gives you a choice or an option to properly display your collection with these very rigid and very well-made slip boxes. Here's the back art for the first film. And the art that he uses is just off the charts. Awesome. I mean, this is obviously part of the poster, right? But and he doesn't always use the theatrical posters for the covers. Sometimes he commissions art from different artists that he uses. In this case, this is commissioned art, which is very nice from the back. And in there, I've got the Evil Dead Steelbook, which contains the 4K edition of the film. Plain steelbook on the inside, but it's okay. And this film was shot on 16 millimeter. And a lot of people are under the impression that you can't make a 4K out of that convincingly. And this disc proves you wrong. This disc proves those people wrong. This film looks absolutely fantastic on 4K. It was shot in 16 millimeter. This film was shot over the course of 4 years. Sam Raimi and company. These were all his friends from college. Sam Raimi made this film with money that he somehow raised. He was able to raise the money, but it took him 4 years to make the film, to complete the film. And the whole time, he used the same 16 millimeter camera, as far as I know. And it looks fantastic. I mean, it looks really good on 4K. There's no doubt about it. This proves right here. This right here proves that you can make perfectly good 4Ks as a minimum. Perfectly good 4K, but you can also make great 4Ks if you do a really good restoration. and it takes work, it takes money, of course, and it can be done. Here is Evil Dead 2. That's the back cover. Isn't that great? And this is the original key art that they used for the theatrical poster. And inside there is the Evil Dead 4K. Evil Dead 2 4K from Lionsgate. I don't know if they still have the rights to this film. They may do. They may do, but I can't be sure. All right, and last but not least is Army of Darkness. That's the back. I think he also makes prints, and he made this into a print that you can purchase right now if you go to his website, theblockbusterboxsets.com. Here's the front, and then here is the Shout Factory. That's the Shout Factory release, 4K release. This is the three disc set that they released, like maybe a couple years ago. Right, so if you care about if you're into the artwork as much as many of us are, you owe it to yourself to pick up some of these really awesome slipcases that this guy makes, and because they are absolutely worth every penny, in my opinion, and it really enhances your collection. You can make them, if you like showing them off to friends or whatever, this is a good way to do it. All right. And down here is the Ultraviolet collection. Is this upside down? I think so. This might be upside down. Underworld, not Ultraviolet, the Underworld. And these are the 4 films that were made with Kate Beckinsale. I'm not a big fan of the series, to be completely honest. Nice. And Blade Runner 2049. This is what they call the Maniacs. This is a company called Film Arena, based out of the Czech Republic. Film Arena, and they call these boxes Maniacs boxes. This one contains 3 variants of the film in steelbook form, and they also made the Back to the Future box with steelbooks inside. This one has a lenticular cover. All right. Next up is Logan, another Maniac set. I love this film so much, even though I'm not really into superhero movies, but I love this film so much. Here's my Blade Runner briefcase that was released many, many years ago by Warner. I'll give you a quick peek inside. This was originally a Blu-ray set. Inside is a replica of the origami unicorn that Edward James Olmos was making, a replica of the flying car. It's pretty cool. And of course, now you won't, yeah, I had it backwards. And of course, the Blu-ray, the 5-disc Ultimate Collector's Edition set. There are Blu-rays in here. That's a magnet, I think. And some art cards. Yeah, very interesting set in a briefcase style. Back there is Blade Runner, the original film. Collection of steelbooks inside. Nice beefy box there. Okay, here's my Brain Dead media book. Peter Jackson's Brain Dead. This is from a German company. There's the Blu-ray. Writing in German, some photos. Various art from around the world. DVD edition. Yeah, nice, awesome media book. My Gone with the Wind velvet box. This is the 70th anniversary edition on Blu-ray. A couple of Columbia Classics box sets. This is volume 4 and volume 3. And Night of the Living Dead from Germany, a company called Art House. Pretty awesome. And Reservoir Dogs from the same company. Over there is Godzilla -1. This is the original pre-order that came up the first time the film came up for pre-order from the Japanese company. So yeah, that had to be shipped from overseas, I believe. I think that's how it went. Next to that is my Dark Knight trilogy on Blu-ray, the limited edition box set. I've got 4Ks in there though. I never get rid of that. My Family Ties family album set. Next to that is my X-Files box set, complete series. Alright guys, so continuing on to the normal releases, is what I call normal releases. Up here, way up here is, we start with my Cauldron Films collections. As you can see, I've got these cute little, well, not cute, but separators here. So Cauldron, we begin with the Houses of Doom set. That's top line. Murder in a Blue World, I think it's a Spanish film. Most of these are Italian films. There's Off Balance. These are in no order, particular order. Convoy Busters. There's Contraband next to that. Lucio Fulci. Next to that is one of my favorites, Gates of Hell. Frankenstein 80. Crimes of the Black Cat. The Last Match. Shanghai Joe. Beyond Terror. And Cries and Shadows. This is the last Cauldron film's title I picked up. Got this a few weeks ago. It's an Exorcist ripoff. So, Radiance is next with. Well, I only have one Radiance title, and that's the Cosa Nostra set. 3 Mafia Tales by Damiano Damiani. And this set contains Case is Closed, Forget It, Day of the Owl, and How to Kill a Judge. So that's Radiance. I don't have a whole lot of Radiance. I may have a couple of titles, but not a whole lot. Here's Cinderella. With a beautiful lenticular O-ring. It's a beautiful set. And there's a steelbook in there. Cinderella from Disney. Here's a Casino. Chernobyl Diaries. UK steelbook. The 4K of Christine. Con Air, UK steelbook. Blu-ray. Clockwork Orange. 4K steelbook from the US. Quite nice. Here's a version of Children of Men that I imported from South Korea. This is just a Blu-ray edition. Nice slipcase. This I got all the way from Japan. This is a Cinema Paradiso box set. Beautiful Japanese set. Up there is the Creepshow Anthology, it's basically just the Creepshow 1 and 2 on Blu-ray in media book form. Next to that is The Conversation. That's the box set from Studio Canal. Way back there is Cube. This is a South Korean import. This is a Blu-ray. Cool slip there. Next to that is Cube 2, Hypercube. Italian import. I had to import that. Not available in the US. And Cube 0, which is the quirkier entry in the series, but I do enjoy it. Cube 0. Next to that, I've got Cliffhanger on steelbook form. It's a matte finish. And a couple of titles from partner labels at Vinegar Syndrome. This is Cain and Abel. I think it's a Filipino film, and Calvaire, a French film. Up you go, guys. Up, back you go. Here's the Crazies original media book edition, and the recent Lionsgate Limited steelbook on 4K. Case of the Bloody Iris on 4K from Celluloid Dreams. New Upstart. Here's an import of Cat's Eye on 4K. And another import. This is Cloud Atlas from Germany. Nice steelbook edition there. Of course, I've got the Close Encounters of the Third Kind, 40th anniversary edition box set there. Next to that is City of God, a Blu-ray. This is an import from South Korea. It's just a Blu-ray and not a steelbook. Conclave, very interesting film. Captain America, the First Avenger. That's a Steelbook. And Winter Soldier. That's also a Steelbook. And Civil War. There's Commando. The Crow. Castaway. Chaplin. Crash and Burn. Full Moon feature. Blu-ray. The original Clash of the Titans on Digibook. Here's a media book of Castle Freak. Here's a small collection from Canadian International Pictures, formerly a Vinegar Syndrome partner label. Now they're independent. Here's One Man, Rainbow Boys. That's Minefield. There's Gina, East End Hustle, a 4K. Here's Abducted. And my favorite, Amityville Curse. All right, I'm gonna cut it off here. This is part 2 of my complete collection video, 2025 edition. Thank you for joining me in this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and if you have any questions, by all means, please ask them below, and of course, any comments as well. And I will continue this off. Part 3 will start with my Criterion collection, which is, as you can see, is pretty extensive. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.